Hello everyone, it's Jake from Fife Paranormal. I hope you all are doing well. It's been a little bit since I've been in my office here recording one of these sit-down videos, and it feels pretty good to be back, to be honest. Hope you all are doing well, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about my experience with intelligent spirits. Now, intelligent spirits, for those of you who might not know, are spirits who can interact with their physical environment, whether that be doors, physical objects, people, animals, anything like that. That's one of those instances where you say, "Is anyone here?" and a phantom voice says, "Yes." That's an intelligent spirit. So what exactly makes an intelligent spirit? Well, that's almost $1 million question. The paranormal field is made up of so many theories and questions, but there's very little proof, simply because it's one of those things that is very tough to prove scientifically. So in terms of what makes an elemental spirit, a residual spirit, an intelligent spirit, we don't really know. It seems to be that for some reason certain people, once they pass on, they get to remain or visit the places that they once frequented in life, only they can do it intelligently, which means that they have the same characteristics, the same personalities, same voices, all the stuff that they had while they were alive. Now, that brings up a very interesting point. You have some locations where, you'll have a Mr. Smith that, was an old sea captain, but he died in this house and now haunts it. You might have 4 or 5 different groups in there, get 4 or 5 different voices for Mr. Smith. The question is, how exactly does that work? Are you speaking with the real Mr. Smith? Are you speaking with someone who's pretending? It's very, very tough to decide. Very tough to figure out as well. But intelligent spirits are something that most people, they tend to get a little freaked out about, because it seems to me that the spirits almost know you're freaked out. They know that not only are you aware of them, but that they can communicate with us, and they can scare us. And some ghosts, they have a fun personality. As you are in life, you are in death. So if you have a trickster, you might have a spirit who likes to play games with you, or if you get scared easily and this person likes to exploit that because that's what they did in life, then you might be in for some spiritual jump scares, which those are the worst, because hey, jump scares to begin with. So communicating with intelligent spirits, how do you do that effectively? Is there a right way? Is there a wrong way? The answer to that is there isn't a wrong way, but there is kind of an emphasis towards a certain way of doing it. It's one of those, as you are in life, as you are in death, you want to be treated with that same respect. The golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. That extends to spirits, because for the most part, these were once people too, and they still want to be treated as such. So the way I usually approach it is, I go to a location, I say, "Hey, my name's Jake, I'm from this area, I've heard a lot of stories, claims about this place, and I would like to get to know you all, talk with you, try to verify some of this stuff." And I usually say my name, and then I say, "If anyone is here, can you say hello?" If you get an intelligent response, here's the way you go. I say, "If anyone's here, can you say hello or hi?" When you're dealing with energies, sometimes it takes less energy for them to say hi than to say hello. So I kind of go back and forth with getting them to say hello and hi, but they basically do the same exact thing. It's just a personal preference for me. But if I get a response saying hi or hello, the way I usually go, and you can go back and look at our stuff, is, "Hi, hello, how are you doing?" You basically follow it like an actual conversation. The thing I like to do is, if the same voice responds, or I get a response, doesn't have to be in the same voice for the way I do it, but I usually go, "Oh, glad to hear that," or "Oh no, that sucks." If they say something kind of negative, they're like, "Can you tell us your name, please?" Think about you're at, a party or something like that. You stumble into somebody. It's like, "Oh, hey, I'm Jake. I'm from such and such business or such and such place. How are you tonight?" "Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah, nice to meet you." "Oh, I didn't catch your name. What's your name?" "Oh, my name is such and such." And then you go from there. It's the same way when you're communicating with spirits. And anytime, I don't know where I was going with that thought, but sometimes when you watch paranormal TV shows, it's kind of like they talk down to spirits, and that's something that's kind of bled into the community as a whole. Now, not everyone does this, but I do see it from time to time. You'll get stuff like, can you say my name? Can you say, like battle? Can you say house? Or, something like that. Or like the name of the house might be like, I don't know, the McGahee house. Can you say McGahee house? It's kind of stupid. It's cheap. And I know sometimes when they're filming or stuff like that, they like to get that, that little teaser clip, so that it can be, McGahee House, tune in Thursday for such and such show. And I understand why they do it, but it's ridiculous. It's a pet peeve of mine. I'm going to talk to them, like a normal human being, a normal adult. And this, hopefully the spirits in turn will show you respect and kindness. Now, sometimes the spirits don't want to play nice, and that's one of those. You kind of proceed how you see fit, but you do have to understand that given the circumstances, if they died in a very traumatic, very stressful way, or the place you're investigating where their spirit's said to be is a very stressful place, they might not be too happy that they're still there. So, if you get a few, responses or, anything kind of scoffing at you, first understand, if I'm talking to such and such, what is their history here? And then, you proceed as such. Or if, the spirit's just being a jerk, you can call them out and say, hey, what's your deal? I'm being nice. I just want to hear your story. What's your deal? And, maybe you can have an interesting line of communication that way. But intelligent spirits, it's weird because they are intelligent, which means that in theory, they can hold conversations, they can make conversations, but it seems like in the paranormal world, it's kind of a one-way street. We ask them questions, they sometimes give us answers, but they don't really ask us questions. They don't really elaborate on stuff, and I believe that has to do with the energy that they're allotted. I don't know if they're aware of how much energy that they have. It kind of seems like it, but in other cases you have an instance where a spirit, the spirit box or voice recorder, i.e. EVP, is given a full sentence response, seemingly full sentence, and then halfway through they just stop or something cuts them off. How that works, I don't know. Some people theorize that that's just their energy running out and they forget about it, or simply they don't know that's how that works. So that's one of those you'll have to proceed with that line of thoughts, according to your beliefs about the paranormal and the spirit world in general. But intelligent spirits can be a lot of fun. They can also be kind of tricky because sometimes spirits lie. And, if you're at a place where there's a mystery, there's like an unsolved murder or something dark happened there, and you want to try to get answers, find out what really happened or something like that, sometimes they will give you wrong responses, and that really sucks. There's really no way to tell for 100% certainty if they're giving you correct answers or not. They're giving you incorrect answers. You're not, when you really think about it, you're not 100% sure who you're dealing with, at all. And that's something that we have to think about when we're on an investigation is, the spirit might say their name is Jerry, and, a Jerry died in that house in 1875, from a bullet wound he got in the Civil War at Gettysburg. But how do you know that's really him? How do you know that's not just a spirit or some other entity masquerading as that person to try and either just mess with you, get attention or energy for themselves, or potentially to do harm? So these are some things you have to think about when you're on an investigation. And it's one of those things my dad told me very early on. Keep all of this stuff in mind, as well as all the other basics of a paranormal investigation, but don't overthink it. Because if you overthink it, then your mind is going to be crowded with too many thoughts, and you're really going to kind of paralyze yourself. You're either going to get yourself too down, or you're going to be extremely distrustful of all the spirits, and that might bring some negative energy. Or it might just kind of make you burn out, like, what's the point of all this if we don't know if it's real? It's not how it is, You have to kind of understand what you're getting into, and as you do more investigations, as you spend more time in the field, you kind of get almost like an intuition of, when a spirit's being truthful, when you've been had. It's kind of like when you're dealing with a person, a BS artist in public. It's very much the same telltale signs. There just isn't the physical traits and aspects that you can detect because most of the time you can't see this person. So that's the end of my little talk on intelligent spirits. What do you think about intelligent spirits? Do you agree, disagree, have any questions about the theories and thoughts that I presented in this? Also, what do you think is the most effective way to communicate with intelligent spirits during an investigation? We'd love to hear it either in the comments below, or you can privately message us at facebook.com/FiveParanormal. But I'm Jake. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and be sure to give us a like on Facebook. That's facebook.com/FiveParanormal. But you all have a good rest of your day.